this video, we'll walk through how to navigate Atmos training and OQ tests in the NCCER Learning Management System. I've logged into the Learning Management System here with the test account with the first name and last name training student. This user has a role of a trainee in the NCCER LMS. This is the default view when I log into the Learning Management System. Here, I can see all assigned training today. In the current learning block here, I've got a list of all of the trainings that I've been assigned. You can see here that I've been assigned 3 specific Atmos trainings and OQ tests. One of these is a training that I've started and completed. The other 2 are ones that I have not yet started. The progress bars on the right side of the screen will show an indication of when training has been progressed through. They'll show at 50% when the training is complete because the other half of the program is the OQ test that needs to be completed. Let's take a look at one of these trainings to see what it looks like. Once I've clicked into a specific Atmos program, I'll see a page that looks like this. This gives me detailed information about the program, including a brief overview of the program, as well as the date assigned and the due date, if there is one. Note that Atmos programs will not typically have due dates assigned. If I scroll down on this page, I'll be able to see my Atmos training activity and also my Atmos OQ test. One thing to note here is that the Atmos OQ test will not be available to the learner until the training activity itself has been completed. This is why I see on the screen now that this is not available. Once the training activity is completed, this section of the program will become available. I can launch into my training by clicking the button here, Launch Course. I'll do that now. Once I've launched into a training, I'll land on a page that looks like this. This page will provide a course overview. It also provides links to the actual training activity, as well as optional review questions that are available for this Atmos training. To access the training activity, I simply hover over and click the link labeled Training Activity. Additional information will be available on the next screen here, where I need to click Enter to launch the training activity. Once I've launched the activity, I can interact with it by following the instructions on screen. You'll hear audio narration of most slides, providing some additional information. You're not able to proceed to the next slide until that audio is completed. Once completed, you'll typically see the arrows for navigation light up in green. In other parts of the training, you may also see a Continue button instead. Throughout these activities, there may be specific things that you need to click on screen before you're able to proceed. Typically, these will be highlighted on the screen and often will have the color orange. Here's an example with support materials where it was outlined, flashing, and is the color orange. I can navigate back to the training by clicking back into my browser tab with the NCCER LMS in it, and you can see that I'm able to proceed to the next slide. As you proceed through the training, there may be at times when you're interested in looking back at previous information that you looked at. You can do that at any point in time once you've completed a slide by using this 3-lined hamburger icon in the top left-hand corner of the training. Clicking that, I'll do that now, will expand a navigation menu over here that's sort of like a table of contents. You can use this table of contents to navigate back to previous slides, which is super helpful for reviewing content. If I'm interested in exiting the activity at any point in time, I can do so by clicking the Exit Activity button in the top right-hand corner of the screen. My progress will be saved through this training activity, and I can return to resume where I left off. I'll click there now. From here, I can go back to the home page by selecting Home and then clicking Courses and Programs. I'll do that now. Let's take a look next at how to navigate to the OQ test. I'm going to select the program here where I've completed the training activity. I'll click into the program here. Then I'll scroll down and go to the OQ test. Because the training activity is completed, you now see that I'm able to actually see an action button for the OQ test, which says Launch Course. To launch into the OQ test, I simply click the Launch Course button. Here, I'll get some additional information about the OQ test. To launch the OQ test, I'll need to click the OQ test link here. From the student experience, I'll need to review the NCCER retest policy and security statement. Once I've reviewed that, I can request access to my test. I'll click Request Access now. Once I've requested access to this test, I'll need to wait until my proctor has approved that access request. Now that the request has been authorized, I refreshed my page. I can now scroll down, and you'll see here that I can click Attempt Test Now. This button is only available once the authorization has been approved by the proctor. I'll click Attempt Test Now. I can complete my test attempt and go back to the home page to navigate to other training or OQ tests if needed.